Continuation of the text about why some people don't like birthdays, deep and engaging expansion. 7. The science behind detachment, what the brain hides. Have you ever stopped to think that the brain treats commemorative dates as a memory archive? Neuroscientists discovered that, when a person associates a birthday with repeated negative emotions, such as loneliness, family pressure, or frustrated expectations, the hippocampus, the region responsible for memory, activates a defense mechanism. It reduces the importance of that stimulus to avoid pain. It's as if the brain said, "This date only brings back bad memories. I'll make you forget it exists." And it's not just psychological. MRI studies show that people with trauma associated with dates, such as birthdays or holidays, have reduced activation in the prefrontal cortex, an area linked to the anticipation of pleasure. In other words, physiologically, they do not feel excitement like most people. But here's the plot twist. This same mechanism that erases the importance of the birthday can also be a superpower. People like this tend to live in the present, without depending on marks on the calendar to be happy. Create your own celebrations, a special dinner in April, a trip in October, no rules. Filter relationships better. If they don't care about empty congratulations, they value those who really care. Reflective question. What if, instead of a problem, this was an advanced form of emotional freedom? 8. The dark side, when detachment became armor. Not everything is flowers. There are cases where not celebrating your birthday is not a choice, it is a symptom. Psychologists warn, when lack of interest is accompanied by heavy checkmark, avoid any type of celebration, not just birthdays, but Christmas, achievements, etc. Heavy checkmark, feeling of emptiness on dates that should be neutral or positive. Heavy checkmark, anger or irritation when someone remembers the date. May indicate undiagnosed depression, lack of pleasure in events that once mattered is a classic sign. Post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, linked to childhood memories. Alexithymia, difficulty identifying and expressing emotions, common in those who have suffered emotional neglect. Real and shocking example. A 34-year-old patient discovered in therapy that she hated her birthday because, at age 7, her parents divorced on her birthday. The brain associated cake, candles and gifts with abandonment. Years later, she would cancel plans, lie about the date and even change cities to escape congratulations. The alert. If you actively avoid your birthday, not only ignore it, but feel relief when no one remembers, it may be time to investigate. What does this date represent to me that I haven't faced yet? 9. Cultures that don't celebrate birthdays, and what we can learn from them. Did you know that in some cultures, birthdays are considered irrelevant or even dangerous? Let's travel a little. Globe showing Europe, Africa, Japan, before westernization. They celebrated Shikatsu, New Year, as the date of renewal, not birth. Belief, each passing year brings a person closer to death, celebrating was calling bad luck. Lesson, time is cyclical, not linear. Perhaps the problem is not celebrating, but giving excessive meaning to a single day. Globe showing Europe, Africa, some indigenous tribes, such as the Hopi, in the USA. They have no concept of birthdays. Identity is not linked to date of birth, but to role in the community. Lesson, you are not the sum of your years, but of your actions. Globe showing Europe, Africa religions as Jehovah's Witnesses. They prohibit birthdays because they associate them with pagan origins and materialism. Lesson, even if you disagree, questioning traditions can be healthy. Why do we follow rituals just because everyone does? Final reflection. If other cultures survive, and even thrive, without giving importance to this date, why do we Westerners carry so much guilt for not following the script? 10. Birthday as a mirror, what does your relationship do? This date reveals about you. Let's do a quick test, answer mentally. 1. When someone remembers your birthday, you feel A. Genuine joy. B. A burden, now I have to thank you, respond to messages. C. Indifference, okay. D. Anger or discomfort. 2. If you could choose, would you celebrate? A. With a big party. B. Only with people very close to you. C. I wouldn't celebrate. D. I would do something completely different, solo trip, donation, etc. What your answers say. Majority A. You feed your self-esteem with external validation. Be careful not to depend on it. B. Majority. You value quality over quantity, but may be afraid of disappointing, that's why you limit the circle. Majority C. Extreme self-sufficiency, could be health or a sign of isolation. Majority D. Rebel or philosopher. You reject convention and seek meaning, a trait of leaders and innovators. Therapeutic tip. Write on paper. My ideal birthday would be, because. Fill in without filtering. The second part of the sentence will reveal your deepest wounds or desires. 11. How to turn your birthday into a self-knowledge ritual, even if you don't want to celebrate. If you're on the team that doesn't like congratulations, but don't want to completely ignore the date, here are powerful, and not at all cliché, alternatives. Small Blue Diamond, the non-birthday, inspired by Alice in Wonderland. Choose any day of the year, not your actual birthday, to celebrate something you've achieved. Example, March 15th is my courage day, because that's when I quit my toxic job. Small Blue Diamond, the invisible gift. Instead of receiving, give yourself something that no one sees. A letter to yourself with secret goals. A closing ritual, burning a list of fears, burying a paper with something that is no longer useful. Small Blue Diamond, the reverse celebration. Do something that scares you that day. If you hate attention, speak in public. If you avoid emotions, watch a film that makes you cry. Why? Break the pattern that your brain created for that date. Small Blue Diamond, the cosmic birthday. Calculate when your first atom was created. Yes, it's possible. Using the age of the universe and elements in your body. Celebrate the day the matter that forms you was born in the stars. Key quote, I'm made of supernova dust. That's way more epic than cake. 12. The question that will change your relationship with your birthday and life. After all this, there is one question that few people ask. If I only had one more birthday in my life, how would I live it? Stop and think. It's not about the date, it's about the legacy. Would you choose people or experiences? Would you thank or forgive someone? Would you do something you've always put off out of fear? The naked truth. Most of us don't live as if today is our last birthday. And that's where the problem lies. If you don't like this date, maybe it's not because of the day itself, but because, deep down, you're not living how you really want in the other 364. 13. Conclusion. Your birthday is a mirror, what do you see in it? We've reached the end of this journey, and here's what really matters. If you don't care about birthdays, it could be that. Have already evolved beyond social conventions. Congratulations, you are free. Protect a wound, and it's time to look at it head on. You simply don't need a day to feel special, because you're already enough. If you love celebrating, you might need external validation, be careful not to depend on it. Have fond memories linked to that date, and that's beautiful. Use your birthday as an excuse to get together with your loved ones, and there's no problem with that. The final, and most important, message. Your birthday is not about candles, gifts or congratulations. It's about the one thing no one else in the world can have. Your life. Your years. Your choices. And if today you learned something new about yourself, really, this is the best party I could have. Party Popper bonus, a challenge for you, if accepted, click on the heart red heart hash. 1. Write in the comments. My ideal birthday would be, because. Let's see how many surprising answers come up. 2. Take the test. If you don't like birthdays, send a message to someone you love today, for no reason. See how you feel. If you love it, do something alone this year, a coffee, a walk. The goal, prove that you don't need others to feel complete. 3. Share this text with someone who hates birthdays, to make her feel less weird. Loves birthdays, so she understands who doesn't like them. You are in doubt about the meaning of life, because, in the end, that's what it's about. Until the next reflection. And remember, you don't have a birthday. You make choices. And today, you chose to understand yourself a little more. Bell turn on notifications so you don't miss the next insights. Speech balloon comment here. What is your relationship with birthdays? I promise to answer. P.S. If you've read this far, you deserve a gift. Click here to download a free guide, How to Turn Hard Dates into Power Rituals. Dummy link, but you can create one. PPS. Life is not measured by the number of breaths we take, but by the moments that take our breath away. Maya Angelou. And now, you.